What's up, guys? PJ coming at you another video. Bears franchise. Starting off in the offseason a little bit. My buddy Tanner's in the chat. We're going to be doing some stuff, setting the offseason up. My son's also here. You're going to hear my other buddy Tyler at some point in this video. He's not on right now, but he will be. And for the one Twitch viewer out there, thank you. I know it's my friend Tanner, but still. Tanner, say what's up. What's up? Alright, so real quick, we're going to look at these retirements from the offseason, just quick. There aren't a whole lot of big ones. Calais Campbell's probably the biggest one in the AFC North. Ben Jones from the Titans, Ndamukong Suh, played for the Patriots apparently. He's gone. Kareem Jackson, Pat O'Donnell, Bears legend. NFC West lost a lot of guys, including Pete Carroll. AJ Green finally calls it quits. Alex Mack, Linval Joseph, Andy Lee. And that's it for retirement. So nobody huge, but a couple older guys that you thought maybe had a year or two left in them. We do have to renegotiate with some players. A couple of guys I got to re-sign. Roquan Smith, David Montgomery. Probably the only two I'm going to bring back. We're going to go ahead and give Roquan all the money he wants. Sawyer agrees. Oh, no. We're going to franchise him. He ain't going nowhere. David Montgomery balled the hell out for us.
Your team's ass. What are you going to do with the middle linebacker?
I'm excited to sign a great offer and stay with the team. Thank you. I'm going to build around my 96 overall middle linebacker, Tanner. Yeah, there's nobody else here worth a damn. Sad thing is, a good portion of these guys started for us this year. Alright, Tanner, this is where you and I shine. So, the first thing we're going to do is find a cap casualty player from each team. I'm going to close that for now. Okay. So, Bengals. They franchised Jesse Bates. They're not going to cut him. So, I'm thinking for like the players that would be cut, they'd have to be between like, I'd say like 28 and older. That makes sense?
Probably.
And then I mean, it helps if they're on like the last year, second to last year of their end of the contract, like DJ Reader. But also they have so much cap space, I don't know what the point of forcing them to cut somebody would be, you know. So maybe we do something like under 20, or like 20 million and under, or like around 20 million, or we'll just go through each team and justify it, you know.
Maybe not cutting, but trading like Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility, but I think for them, their trade candidate may be Jesse Bates, just because in real life, he's also kind of a trade candidate. I mean, Boyd could be a cut candidate just because he's third on the depth chart.
He's the best third receiver in the league.
Oh, fucking 100%. They just, with that amount of cap space, I don't see them needing to cut anybody, you know? Alright, guys, so a little bit of the guidelines that we do use for the free agency pool, something that my buddies and I have been doing for a few years on Madden, just to kind of keep things a little more realistic. I'm only going to be allowed to sign, I'm only allowed to go after one player over 85 overall each week, up until the third week. I can't give players any contracts that are lower than 50 contract points, so I couldn't go to, just do an example really quick. I could go to Daniel Jones and offer him a contract like this that says, oh wow, I could do that. Bad example. Let's offer him this contract. It says 0 points. I couldn't offer somebody that contract just because they haven't received a contract yet. They may agree to it in Madden. I don't care. We usually stick to above 50 points on a contract. No players over only one player over 85 overall, regardless of position. Everything else each week. Now, if you are going after one guy after the first week, you're still in a race with him in the second week. I can go after another player that's 85 or over. But we usually go for just one per week up until the end of the free agency. Keep it a little more realistic. You know, not every top player is going to sign with the same team in free agency. A couple targets we are looking at. Obviously, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin. I'm probably going to go after one of these two guys this first week of free agency as my top guy. Darnell Mooney had a good season for us, but outside of that, we really haven't had any production from the receiving core. And these guys would be clearly huge upgrades to that. There's some tight ends out here as well, but I like Cole Kmet. He had a decent season. That's have a couple fumbles, and he's young. He's getting better. Now, if we can get a decent contract on one of these guys, I may still start Kmet and have them off the bench because we do run some 2 tight end sets. Offensive line's another big thing we're going to need some help in, and luckily there are some options here. We got Orlando Brown, probably be an option for us to left tackle. Even someone like George Fant come in for a year, just a bridge guy, something the Bears are pretty used to. Cody Whitehair is going to stay on the team. I'm not that worried about center. Lucas Patrick played pretty decent for us last year. He wasn't a liability as some of the other places were on the offensive line. So, speaking of which, Zachary Thomas was awful at right guard. So I'm definitely going to look to improve at guard somewhere. That may be kicking Tevin Jenkins from right tackle into right guard so that we can sign somebody like a Jack Conklin. Even Marcus Cannon, DJ Fluker, Billy Turner, as much as I hate to say that, is still an improvement for us. So we are going to look at some. We got plenty of options there to move the offensive line around, kind of help Justin Fields out. We have $95 million in cap space. That's even with having to franchise tag Roquan. Defensive line, I actually like the way they played last year. I may look to improve defensive tackle and bring in Matt Ioannidis is a huge guy that I like. But one of these guys to play alongside Jones down there. But Robert Quinn and Travis Gibson played really well when they were on the field together. I don't see anybody on here that's a vast improvement over those guys. And since we have the cap space, I don't see why I would get rid of Robert Quinn after he played the way he did last year. Linebackers, we don't have anybody outside of Roquan that's worth a damn. We actually didn't even bring any of them back. But we didn't have that much speed last year at the linebacking core. Something we definitely need to improve on. Luckily, we have some options. I'm going to be looking more at those middle linebackers, sliding them outside. Throwing Leighton Vander Esch on the outside, even Anthony Walker. Some of these guys got some speed to them. Yeah, there's a ton of options at linebacker for us, which is nice to see. Cole Holcomb, hell of a linebacker from Washington. Kazir White, I like him too from the Chargers. So we got plenty of options at linebacker, cheap options, young options. So there's that. Now, I like the way Kyler Gordon played again the second half of the year. He played really well, but there are some corner options here. Even someone just to step in and run that nickel corner for us. Plenty of good options there to help us out. Eddie Jackson, I hate to say the fact that he proved himself at the end of the year again. A lot of the team turned it around the last few weeks. After that bye week, team really stepped up, played well on offense and defense. Eddie Jackson had a couple big games, interceptions when we needed him. He cost so much money, and there's not really an improvement here, so I'm going to go ahead and give him another year. Jaquan Brisker played out of his mind all season, so we're going to go ahead and just stick with him at starting safety. And Trenton Gill was the MVP of our team this past year, so I don't see improving on him. But we do have some people we're going to take a look at. I'm not going to show you guys every contract I look at and go through, but I'll show you guys when I sign people, kind of what I'm looking at with the team. Big fish is going to probably DK Metcalf. We're going to go after him. He's our main guy. We're going to go after this first week and try to improve positions where we can. But we have a ton of money to spend, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I won't bore you guys with all the details, but I'll show you how we look after each free agency week on the team. Tanner, think if there's anybody else that you think might be a trade piece before we get going on the rest of the stuff. Anybody else pop into your head?
I came up with 4 names.
Oh.
But I don't know what their contract status and stuff is in your season. But
let's take a look.
For the Packers, we did what? Rashawn Gary and Aaron Jones?
Aaron Jones is a cut. Rashawn Gary is a trade, yeah.
I was going to say Rodgers, too.
Really?
I don't think they will, seeing as they just committed to him that fucking big contract, but I don't know. If they lose in the NFC Championship again.
What happened? The Packers lost in the divisional round to the Eagles.
How the frick did the Saints make it to the NFC? They made it to the Super Bowl. How in the hell? I was gonna say Jameis Winston, but apparently he's fine.
Rodgers is interesting.
I was thinking Rodgers and Winston, just to think of another couple quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Winston's really not that great, but apparently the Saints are just fine with him. So, Tyler Lockett.
Okay.
Just because they're ass. You don't really need an older receiver.
Yeah, but they did let DK walk. No, Lockett makes sense. And then I'll put Rodgers on it too because with them losing in the divisional round. I could see it. I like it. All right, so let me hear your opinion between DK and Terry McLaurin.
I personally like Scary Terry more. I don't know if I have a real reason for it. Honestly, I think it might be a little bit biased just because I had him on my fantasy team 1 year and he just went off.
I think DK is going to be the person we go try to sign. All right, this is the contract we're going to offer DK Metcalf. 5 years, $125 million contract. Big old signing bonus. I just think that with Darnell Mooney on the team, I think that he's a better option for us, just that size. And like you said, he can take the top off my defense. I don't see him being a bad pickup. I mean, neither one of these guys would be bad pickups, but I think he helps us more than Terry does. Now, maybe we get lucky and Terry McLaurin's still in free agency next week. I'll just sign both of them. Tight end, I think I'm going to ignore tight end this week just because I do like Kmet. He lost that game. He lost a couple games for me this year, and I got a little pissed off at him at some point. But I mean, I think it's in between Isaiah Wynn and Orlando Brown. Just a matter of how much I want to spend. I might go with Orlando Brown. I think that's who I'm going to go with between the two of them. I don't know if that contract's going to get us what we need to get, though.
Feels more like a Chicago player.
He's just a massive human being. Cody Ford's a nice little guard. Isaac Samalo. Also,
backhanded compliment right there. Nice little guard.
He's a cute little guy. We got cap space. He improves our offensive line.
You're taking him from the Lions.
And I'm taking him from the Lions, so you know. I think I'm going to go with...
I know you're going to get your boy Ionitis.
Yeah, I have to. I don't know what my affliction is with this man, but I do enjoy him as a human being. Come to the Bears, dude. We'll take care of you. I'll overpay for you. I may go after Holcomb and White and Van Der Esch. So Holcomb I know will start for me. I don't have a backup linebacker anywhere, though. That's my problem. If I can get him to sign a contract like this, about 3 years, $16.5 million, I wouldn't be upset if he's a backup linebacker for us. I don't need Van Der Esch. If I can get those two guys to both start for me, I'll be happy with that. I would like to bring in a nickel.
Guys will probably be available after the draft and stuff, too.
Yeah.
You definitely need another corner.
Yeah, Gordon actually played well, but he has a low development trait.
I don't know why I like that dude. Maybe it's the long name, but...
No, he was pretty decent. He had some highlights for the Lions. I don't think there's anybody else I'm going to go after. My safeties are good. Brisker played really well in gameplay, so I'm not going to worry about improving him. Hey! Alright. So we brought in Cody Ford, Orlando Brown, Awarie, Ionitis. We brought in DK Metcalf, Cole Holcomb, Kazir White. Hey. First week of free agency, man. Team looks significantly better. Holy hell. I'll watch out for Steven Montez. Look at that. Oh, that makes me so happy. And I'm going to draft Jordan Addison. We got a receiving core, dude. Offensive line, improved. Receiving core, improved. Defensive tackles, improved. I wanted to get my linebacking core faster. It got faster. Hey, that wasn't a bad first week. I paid a lot of money for those guys, though. I overpaid like hell for some of those guys. Let's see who else got signed. Terry McLaurin went to the Texans. Mike Gesicki went to the New York Jets. I hope his mom's not hot because Zach Wilson's going to bang her. J.J. Watt back to the Texans. Jason Kelsey to the Raiders because they need more help. Akeem Hicks to the Texans. They're out there spending money. Patriots brought in Eric McCoy. Marcus Davenport to the Chiefs. James Robinson to the Patriots. Josh Jacobs to the Ravens. Holy shit. Isaiah Wynn to the Steelers. That's a good pickup. Greedy Williams to the Patriots. They're making some moves. Yannick Ngakoue to the Patriots. Robert Tonyan to the Texans. Got to look out for Jabril Peppers in Detroit. Jack Fox is going to get a lot of work down in Atlanta. Chase Winovich to Atlanta. C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Texans. Oh, that's a good pickup for the Vikings. Byron Murphy Jr. Cardinals replaced Byron Murphy with Trayvon Mullen Jr. Oh, the Steelers brought in a left and right tackle. Okay. Steelers improved a lot. Texans signed a lot of players. I mean, I don't know how they're going to play well, but they signed a lot of players. Although they'll be drafting a rookie quarterback, so it's probably a good thing to get Terry in there. All right, so Saucy finally joined us. It's me, Tanner, and Saucy in here. You guys are seeing my very well-kept desktop screen, and you're seeing a wheel. So I got 2 wheels here. We're going to do 3 spins on each, and we're going to figure out what players are getting traded, what players are getting cap casualty cuts. Tanner and I spent a couple hours going through the rosters, looking at salaries and where teams ended up in standings at the end of the year, things like that, to kind of figure out where teams are at. You guys can kind of take a look at the wheel yourselves. A couple names on there may shock you. It just is what it is. It's kind of what we thought was kind of cool. Jamal Adams is on there. You're going to see some stuff on the cut wheel for the Seahawks as well. Pete Carroll retired, like I said earlier, so they're going into full rebuild mode. They don't have a quarterback on the roster. They're pretty bad right now. So them going into full rebuild mode puts Jamal Adams up on this list. Taking a look, Rashad Gary's on there. The Packers don't have a ton of cap right now. Jaguars, they got a new regime in there to kind of rebuild that team. They're running a little bit lower on cap because of the money they passed out this last offseason. So we got Josh Allen there. I'm trying to think of who else on here is a little bit interesting. Kenny Moore, similar thing with the Colts. They don't have a ton of money right now. Shaq Barrett, Buccaneers don't have a lot of money, and Tom Brady's in free agency right now, so they got to try and retool that team. And then Aaron Rodgers right here. We decided on that one. Tanner actually had that idea because of where they've finished in the postseason. They lost in the divisional round to the Eagles. So him being unhappy, not having the weapons around him, and being towards the end of his career, Tanner kind of made the idea that it makes sense why he'd be gone. Ryan Tannehill's on here. The Titans missed the playoffs, so maybe it's Malik Willis time. They're not getting a whole lot done on offense, so that's how that looks. Right here's the cap casualty wheel. Again, there's some interesting stuff on here. Keenan Allen, the Chargers just re-signed Mike Williams. They got to re-sign Herbert next year, so they're going to need some money. Amari Cooper, I know he just got traded to the Browns, but they didn't trade a lot for him. It was just a 5th-round pick, and they're running pretty low on cap after giving Mr. Hansey all that money. So Tannehill's on here as well. Figured he could be cut or traded. If he does get picked in the trade wheel, he's not going to be worth a lot of money. Let's see what else is on here. Shaq Thompson and Robbie Anderson for the Panthers. A couple teams on here have 2 players, solely because they're hurting on cap space, and the Panthers are about -$9 million. They got to re-sign Brian Burns next year, so they got to find some space there. Aaron Jones, looking through the depth chart, A.J. Dillon actually passed him in overall, so now you have an expensive backup running back. A.J. Dillon's got to get re-signed next year. I see Aaron Jones as a possibility to get cut. Jared Goff, it's the first year where his contract actually saves them money if they are to cut him. So they may just dive into that rebuild completely as well instead of paying their quarterback as much as they are. Right here is the Giants, Leonard Williams and Kenny Galladay. Daniel Jones left in free agency. He's not a good quarterback, but he was the NFC quarterback of the year this past year in the Madden season. They don't have much of a roster at all. They got to re-sign about 4 or 5 young defensive players coming up, and there's no reason for them to keep Kenny Galladay and Leonard Williams right now. I mean, there is, but also there's no reason to spend the money on them. So those are a couple guys that could be cut together in kind of a fire sale for the Giants. So that's where we are. So we're going to go ahead. I think I'm going to do the cap casualties first. We're going to spin it 3 times. Then we'll go through and spin the wheel for trades as well. Once we get to the trades, we'll kind of figure out value based on, what kind of similar trades there were in the past with players that were similar to it and, age and things like that. So some of the guys in the trade wheel are going to be worth 5th, 6th-round picks. Some of them are going to be worth a couple firsts. I'm not going to do any player swaps in it. I don't want to try and get through all that nonsense, but we'll go ahead and spin the first cap casualty. Whee! William Jackson, the 3rd. Player number 2. Oh, I was hoping it was going to be Zeke, man. Christian Wilkins. All right, so he's another guy over in Miami. He's on the last year.
Delete the guys that are getting.
Yeah, I realized that afterwards. Oh, God. But he's a guy, they're low on cap space. They kind of went big the last couple off seasons, bringing in players. Trading for Tyreek Hill, bringing in Tariq Armstead. A little tough on cap. So he's a guy I could see being cut because he saves them about $9 or $10 million and kind of gives them some leeway in what they're going to do the rest of the offseason. and he's a good player, but they have other weapons on that defense. They don't necessarily need him at that cap size. So third spin, I kind of wish it was Zeke, but we'll skip that one because I was talking. Oh, Micah Hyde. So the Bills did lose Jordan Poyer in free agency, but they're still really hard on the cap right now. I think he's a guy who's making a good amount of money for them. They need some more cap space to kind of fill some other holes in that team. And outside of the other players in the team, he was kind of the only option that we had there. And we went back and forth on that one, Tanner, about even putting him on the list. But they think they're under $20 million in cap space. They're missing a nickel corner. They're missing a safety. They're missing a defensive tackle. They don't have a good running back. So they have holes that they could use that money for, not being spent on a safety. So, all right, so we got those guys written down. We're going to go ahead and switch over to the trade wheel. This is the one I'm excited about. Now, that Josh Allen is the Josh Allen from the Jaguars, not from the Bills, as Saucy freaked out about earlier.
I did freak out, and I would freak out every time I was Calvin Ridley on the list.
Jack's in parentheses.
Calvin Ridley's
Calvin Ridley on the list.
he's not suspended anymore.
And they have no quarterback.
And he's 28 years old. All right,
Let's do it.
First big one. Gotta hope it's someone actually good.
Yeah, I know. I was actually really excited for the trade wheels.
Oh, I was hoping it was gonna be Rodgers. All right, Jesse Bates. Now, they were talking about him getting traded this offseason. He doesn't want to play on the franchise tag. They franchised him again in this offseason, which is the reason we put him on here.
Buffalo is your safety.
Yeah, we'll trade him to Buffalo. So we're gonna kind of talk and go get a few teams put together for each of these players that are gonna get traded, and then we'll spin the wheel for those as well, and I'll make the trades happen. But he's a guy that didn't want to play on the franchise tag this year. He's definitely not going to play 2 times in a row if he does play 1 year on it. So I see him pushing his way out if he gets that second franchise tag. So that's a reason why he's on this list. I probably should have hit remove. I'll get better at this one day. All right. I'm hoping someone bigger. Oh, God, I was so hoping Rodgers would get clicked. Number 2. Man, that was slow. Tyler Lockett.
Oh, come on. I wanted Tannehill so bad.
I'm hoping for a quarterback, but at this point,
Me too.
now Tyler Lockett with Pete Carroll retiring, they don't have a quarterback. They lost Metcalf in free agency. Jamal Adams is on the trade list as well. They're going to go straight into rebuilding mode. There's nothing else they can do. So keeping a 30-year-old, receiver at the cap hit that he's on. He's a good receiver, but he's not. They can probably get a 3rd or 4th round pick for him with where he's at in his career right now. So there's no reason not to take that guy and take that trade, try to get younger and rebuild that team because he's not in their timeline anymore. Not with losing Pete Carroll and losing their quarterback again. It's just there's no point to it. And the last one, I hope a good player. Give me someone good. Jesse Bates is pretty good, but still. It's Isaiah Simmons from the Cardinals. Their team is middle of the road right now. They just re-signed Kyler Murray, but they don't have a lot of talent on that team anymore. Looking at it from the roster earlier in Madden, and Simmons is up for a contract extension. We were kind of iffy on putting him up on this list or not, but they don't have a reason to pay a linebacker a ton of money when they have so many other holes to fill, and they got about $30 million in cap space, but they have at least a third of the positions on the field they need to fix before they worry about paying a linebacker that much money. So those are the 3 trades. Not super exciting. Jesse Bates is a pretty cool one. Isaiah Simmons has a ton of talent, and Lockett could go to a team that could help, that could take the next step over to a Super Bowl, or at least a deep playoff push. So that'll be good. But we're gonna go ahead and kind of converse, figure out what teams could use these players, and put some trade packages together for said players. All right, where's Jesse Bates going? Volume 2. You just want to go to the damn Jets, don't you? All right.
I'm gonna complain about every team.
Until it's just the Jets left.
Here's my issue with the 49ers.
Alright. He's a 49er. Alright. Give me your first. Have Jesse Bates go about your way. Alright, bet. Dun 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 dun.
I'll tell you who I'm pulling for.
The Jaguars?
Go.
Keep going. Don't stop.
It's Dallas, baby. Just because it's the Cowboys, I'm making them give me a 4th. Alright. Let's see what team Isaiah Simmons is going to.
You literally just did 1 to 30.
why. Who's number 26? It's going to be the Seahawks. Watch. I just have this weird feeling it's the Seahawks. The Ravens. That's terrifying. Alright, we'll do this. We'll do 3, 5, 6. We'll all meet somewhere in the middle. Alright, so we got those guys traded. We got Tyler Lockett over to the Cowboys. Number 2 receiver for them. We got the 49ers with Jesse Bates. Am I right? Yeah, Jesse Bates on the 49ers defense. Makes him that much better. I think he's a good fit for that team too. Was it the Ravens they got? Isaiah Simmons? Oh, God. That linebacking core is insane. Alright, so those guys are traded. We got those guys cut. We're going to hop into the last week of free agency. See who's still available. See what holes we can fill. AO, Tom Brady, still not offered a team. Might bring him on and win a Super Bowl. I'm going to sign Derek Watt. We'll take a look at private workouts. I still want to look at Jordan Addison, because receiver is still a need for us. Alright, so we ended up getting all those guys we were looking at. I'm not going to pronounce that guy's name. Kyle Rudolph, Quincy Williams, Eric Tomlinson, Derek Watt. Filled the team out. We're definitely improved from where we were last year. Hop in here and take a look at the mock draft really quick just before the draft starts. CJ Stroud, Bryce Young going back-to-back in the top. Will Anderson would be nice for that Tennessee defense. The Texans got 2 top 6 picks. The Lions got number 5 and 7. They want us to take a tight end at number 8. Another Notre Dame tight end. Yeah, we'll just pair him up. Tom Brady's still in free agency. Just retire, bro. Hey, the Bengals used that Jesse Bates money to bring in Jayon Brown. Terry McLaurin, Mike Gesicki to the Jets. Watt back to the Texans. Kelsey to the Raiders. We saw some of these. Stephon Tuitt to the Patriots. Marcus Peters to the Patriots. Kareem Hunt just
defense,
sold his soul. Keem Hicks to the Texans. Eric McCoy to the Patriots. Yeah,
Right,
big
Patriots out
ones.
there spending money.
Yeah, the Patriots spent a lot of money. Micah Hyde went to the Bengals to replace Jesse Bates. Greedy Williams went to the Patriots. Yannick Ngakoue to the Patriots. Jabril Peppers went to the Lions. Gotta watch out for him. Ravens got Christian Wilkins. God. Alright, let's hop in here to the draft. I'm pretty confident I'm going to take Jordan Addison with my pick, but I don't know. If someone falls to me, I'll take him. We'll go ahead and just see the first few picks here. CJ Stroud. Guessing this is Bryce Young. Will Anderson. Let's see what direction we go. Jordan Addison. 4.3940 to college pro day. Yeah, he's a slot guy. So receiver, I feel like our receiver 3 is our biggest need. That being said, I signed Cody Ford though. I signed Orlando Brown. Yeah, they didn't change it because he was at Pittsburgh last year with Kenny Pickett. How's Keyshawn Bodie? His release is an A. He also ran a 4.4. His shuttle's not as good. He may be better. Oh, his injury's a D. Alright, guys. What do you think? Keyshawn Bodie or Jordan Addison?
I'd say Addison, just because I like him better.
I've been saying Addison all year. We're going with Addison. Jordan Addison, welcome to the squad. Yes, normal development. Alright, we need some interior offensive line. He's not that good, though. What about Zion Nelson? Ooh, he seems solid. Oh, he's fast. I don't know what that means for a left tackle, but he's quick. He may be the guy to go with. He's got B all around. Decent second-round pick. Zion Nelson, welcome to Chicago. Oh, he's hidden. I could use another corner just for some depth. That guy's name is phenomenal, Philip Jurkovec. We could... A young pass rusher would be good because we do have Quinn. Corner is good. I don't want to take another receiver. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Hubbada Cubbada Boobada Bobbada. That's the guy. Oh, he's hidden. Nice job. That boy Tanner.
The only thing he shows is terrible finesse moves, and yet he's hidden. Let's go.
Yeah, but his name's Habakkuk.
Oh, found him. Free safety. Woody Washington. Now I'm just drafting for fun. These guys aren't going to make an impact. Should probably take a quarterback next. I think that I hit it perfectly. We're going to bring in the quarterback that we just drafted. His receiver. Cedric Tillman. back-to-back years taking Tennessee receivers, and that's our draft. All right, we got Jordan Addison, who came in at 73 overall. The rest of them are kind of depth pieces. A quarterback's better than Trevor Siemian. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of depth pieces. We had a good offseason. I like the free agent signs we got. I mean, we brought in DK Metcalf. I can't be that upset about that. We'll take a look at the roster real quick. Kind of see how the offseason went for us. I was shooting for 7 wins last year. That was a season goal. We didn't quite get there because we lost the last game of the year. But we've improved. I definitely think this is a team that can make the playoffs next year, especially with the division getting weaker and Aaron Rodgers getting older. We got DK Metcalf we brought in, ended up drafting Jordan Addison, so we got 3 good receivers this year. Cole Kmet, Ron Orlando Brown, still got Cody Whitehair, Lucas Patrick played well last year. Cody Ford, Tevin Jenkins still at right tackle. That's probably our biggest hole in the offensive line. Travis Gibson and Robert Quinn played lights out together last year. Quinn got banged up at parts of the year, but when he was on the field, they played really well together. Brought in Matt Ioannidis to play with Justin Jones. Jones led our team in sacks last year, so there's no reason to replace him. Revamped the linebacking core with Kazir White and Cole Holcomb. I wanted some more speed out there. We got that with them. Brought in a Warrior. I'm probably going to have him play nickel. Kyler Gordon play opposite of Jalen Johnson. I ended up keeping Eddie Jackson. He played well towards the back half of the season. He's a little overpaid, but we have the money right now, and there wasn't anybody better. Got Jaquan Brisker still here, Cairo Santos, Trenton Gill. I feel like we improved a lot, and we filled a lot of holes. Brought in a lot of depth pieces. I know some people don't like Justin Fields as much as I do, but I definitely think we improved. Tom Brady is a Philadelphia Eagle.
Let's go.
Alright, last thing we're going to take a look at here before this episode's over. If you guys stuck through this, I don't know how the hell you did that, but I appreciate y'all. We're going to look at progression. The progression tool is done a little differently with the Madden mods and everything else, so you don't get to see what goes up and down too much. But Fields is up to an 80 overall. I got DK to 91, Mooney to 83, Addison at an 81. He progressed from the offseason. I'm not going to be upset about it. Cole Kmet 74. Offensive line looking pretty decent. Don't look at the right side, Saucy. Travis Gibson's up to an 84 overall. Anybody else? Roquan's up to a 99. 99 club. Rookies didn't go up a ton. They went up 1 apiece.
You need another strong safety.
You need another strong safety. Defense is an 80. Offense is a 76. A little bit better than we were last year. Should put up more of a fight. We lost a lot of games last year by 1 score down to the wire. So hopefully some better luck this year. But that's gonna do it for the offseason video. If you guys enjoyed this, I don't know why. But I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you later.